Okay guys, in this video we're going to be doing some extra practice problems writing the inverse of both exponential and logs. Okay, so this will be kind of the final video of our series of going over writing the inverse of logs and exponentials. So make sure you check out those videos before you try this one. Okay, so let's just go over everything that we've learned up until this point. We'll start out with an example, and let's start with an exponential first. So we'll have y equals 5 to the x minus 6 plus 2. Okay, and we want to go ahead now and find the inverse of this. Well, remember, this is going to be multi-step. First thing we need to do is isolate that exponential. So again, my exponential here is going to be this whole part right here. All right, we want to isolate this guy. So in order to do that, we need to subtract 2 on both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, at this point, now that we have it isolated, we can go ahead and replace our x and y. So I'm going to replace this with x, and I'm going to replace this with y. Okay, good. Again, we can put parentheses around this. This is all together. So looking at our exponential form of a log, okay, we know that this whole part here is my x, and this whole part here is my y. So let's go ahead and put it into its log form now. So again, this is going to come down. So we have y minus 6 equals log base 5, and then we have x minus 2. Last thing we want to do here is just get rid of this negative 6, so we add 6 on both sides so that we get y equals. So we'll have y equals log base 5, and we have x minus 2, and again we added 6, so plus 6. Alright, and that is your final answer. Okay. So that would be the inverse of that exponential. Alright, let's do another problem. Let's go in reverse now. Let's take the inverse of a log. Okay, so let's erase this work here. And now we want to take the inverse of a log. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll have y equals log base 4. And we'll do, let's do 2x plus 2 minus 2. Okay, so we want to go ahead and find the inverse of this log. We know it's going to be an exponential. Again, just like when we did the inverse of an exponential, we isolated the exponential, right, when we're dealing with multi-step. Well, this is going to be a multi-step as well. But instead of isolating the exponential here, since we're going in reverse, we want to isolate the log. So in this case, we're going to isolate this whole part right here. We just want to isolate the log. Alright? Okay, so in order to do that, I know that I have to add 2 on both sides. So let me go ahead and do that. So I have y plus 2 equals log base 4, and then I'll have 2x plus 2. Okay? Good. Now at this point that I have the log isolated, now I can go ahead and replace my x and y values. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'll have x plus 2 equals log base 4, and then 2y, right, replacing the x with y, plus 2. Okay? So at this part now, we want to go ahead and put it into its exponential form. Okay? So in order to do that, we know that this whole part right here, this is going to be my y. This whole part right here is my x. I'm looking at it right here. Okay? So we need to rearrange this. We need to put it into its exponential form. So in order to do that, this comes over here. So we'll have 2y plus 2 equals 4 dx plus 2. Okay? we just want to get y equals now, so we're going to subtract 2, and then we're going to divide by 2. So let's do that in 2 steps. So we'll have 2y equals 4x plus 2. Now we want to subtract 2. Okay? And now our last step here is to divide by 2. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So our final answer here will be y equals and the whole thing is being divided by 2. Okay, so that would be our final answer there. That is the inverse of that log. Okay? And that is it.